Molly Morris isn't like most teenage girls.
I'm going in.
She's a private investigator.
Hey! What the? It's a party of three.
Mailie, it's so great to see you. We have matching shoes.
Yes, we do.
Really
Yes,
cool.
we do. Mine hurt.
First of all, before I start, every time I say I'm interviewing Miley Cyrus, the fans go completely crazy. Tell her we love her. Tell her she's so amazing. So just passing on the message.
Thank you.
I'm sure you're used to things like that by
My
now.
Twitter's been going crazy this week from just all these interviews that I'm doing about the film, and they know that I'm now going to be talking about the record too. My Twitter has been like blowing up all week.
But when the FBI needs an undercover agent,
Chief Witness goes to college, and we want you to keep an eye on her.
she's the only one for the job.
Don't you have somebody at the bureau that can do that?
They're pretty beefy, and they got mustaches. And that's just the women.
The fans wanted to know what about Molly you relate to the most.
I think for me it was like what she worked so hard for was in a way approval from her dad, just because she wanted to be just like him. I think it's something that a way I could relate to her, because she grew up around that. That's all she knows. She really is just like a kind of twin of her dad, which is what I feel with music, and how much she'll do for her family, but also just to impress him. And I think it's really cute when they're like, she's on her secret missions and they're like talking on the phone and he's helping her, because I feel like that's very much like how I feel sometimes with my dad before a show or whatever. Here we are, just going with the flow, trying to love and laugh out loud, which is nice because my name is Lola, but everyone calls me Lol.
They also want to know, I mean, obviously she discovers new things about herself throughout the process. Was it the same with you in your career? If you had to look back in time, would you have done the same things, the same Hannah Montana, the same shows?
I honestly would. The one thing that I love is that by doing my show, the hardest thing about coming from, Hannah Montana is that people get this idea that they think that's who you are and that's who you're going to be forever, which is not true. Like, people grow up. People can all day long say, child stars go crazy. It's like, no, child stars grow up. Child stars don't stay Urkel and don't stay their funny characters. That isn't a real human being. And at that point, that was who I was. The greatest day on earth for me was like putting on a wig and dressing up. My godmother's Dolly Parton, for goodness sakes. I've wanted to wear a wig since birth. Like, it was the greatest thing. But then as you get older, you change and you start to not relate to these characters. And I wouldn't change anything, just because what I do at that moment is always how I feel at that moment. Even though you grow up and a year later you can hate it, but it's what you felt then.
Well, here's the thing, Jake.
Hang on, Dad, there's a thing! What's the thing?
I sort of have a boyfriend.
Boyfriend?
Another question from the fans, what are the actors or actresses that have inspired you the most?
I think Dolly, my godmother, is the person that's inspired me the most, only because she makes the movies she wants to make. Steel Magnolias, it's so her as a person. That's my favorite film she's ever done. So when you see her, that's exactly who she is. And I would love to find more characters like that even 2.5 Men, that's like so me. Because you can tell when someone's doing it genuinely just because they love the character and because they're having fun, rather than, let's everyone try to take Dolly real serious as an actress. It's like, she's Dolly and I am who I am. I'm a musician. And people are going to take you seriously if you do a great job. It's just she chooses roles not because she has anything to prove, which is what I think I'm at that spot now.
Decisions, but I want it all, so I get it all. I want to eat the whole cake. I'm not sharing. You should have learned how to beg.
Well, they want to know about the music as well. When is it going to be released? What is it going to be about? Is there going to be Rock Mafia? I don't know why they're asking about Rock Mafia.
I want to put everything out ASAP. I'm dying. I've got my record. Pretty much completed, and we're just waiting on the right time to drop the single, which I'm so excited. I just think it's not only something different for me, it's something different for radio, something different for the pop industry, which I think people are really craving right now. Everything is just so electronic that I wanted to bring back an earthy feel to it, but mixed on top of working with amazing hip-hop producers, which has been, amazing. I worked with Pop and Oak, who just won Hip-Hop Producer of the Year, which was, insane. So just working with some really great people.
Decisions, but I want it all, so I get it all. I want to eat the whole cake.
You have to choose between your two loves, which is music and acting. Would it be a huge dilemma?
It would, I don't ever feel like I ever have to choose, but music is definitely my passion, just because I love writing, and you know, I could see myself writing, you know, scripts or whatever. I love sitting down and start to finish an idea and tell a story. But also, you know, I feel like music is something that is, you know, my main passion.
At any point in time, did you think that maybe you and me...
Ew.
And finally, what would you like to say to the Smilers in Dubai and in Egypt and in Lebanon and in all the Arab world? They adore you.
I think just thank you, you know, so much for all the support. It's been awesome.
Thank you
And I
so
hope
much.
to visit one day.
Yeah, Dubai.
Yeah.
Apparently, your mother said she wanted to go to Dubai. Are you gonna go one day?
Yeah, well, we've gotten so many like offers to do fun things, and then it just somehow I've like had a show there, you know, one show planned. And it's like, well, it doesn't make sense if there's nothing else. You know, I want to get there and like do a few shows and meet the fans. 'Cause I've never been. That's like a dream of mine. Dubai is like so beautiful.
The fans are gonna greet you with passion and excitement.
Great, thank you, thank you so much.
Miley Cyrus is
I promise you a lot of fun.
Not really here to have fun.
so undercover.
ولما يظهر فيلم سو اندر كفر عنا بالعالم العربي رح نشوف الجزء الثاني من هالمقابله المميزه مع مايلي سايروس. وصلنا